the fountain for you guys.
Bubbling brook.
Yeah.
I knew her.
Django, your audio is really loud.
My audio is?
Your bubbling brook.
Oh, yeah, I think I can turn the bubbling brook down a little bit. Let's see.
Oh,
They're happy about it. They don't mind.
Yeah, they are. No, they don't mind. Listen, that's how they know that they're included.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this incense back in its small thing.
Have you got it yet?
I got it.
I'm not turning the video on until you got it.
No, I got it. We're good.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah, the sacrament has been lit. Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome aboard. Django's really gotten away with this soundboard thing. That said, it makes him really happy. So I guess I can't poo-poo it.
Who?
Ew.
Ew, what are you trying to
Hey,
poo-poo?
whoa. Wait, we had like the babbling brook and the drum thing, so I've thrown off my game here. But wait,
You want it?
this is
I can bring it back.
Comics Place presents the perfectly acceptable soundboard. It's fine. It's a fine soundboard. We've got 6 to 7 sounds loaded in there.
Yeah. Oh, that was a gunshot.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Comics Place presents the perfectly acceptable podcast. Perfectly acceptable podcast where 3 intrepid soundboard explorers are out on the wall finding new auditory treasures to stuff inside our magical soundboard and bring it to here. You, the dear, we had a viewer and they left.
They left.
They're like, oh, wow. They're still rocking that soundboard bit.
These guys, huh?
God, you guys, shut up. Everyone, shut up. It's comic books, and we're here to talk about comics, everyone. Jeff, get it together, bud. This is a comic podcast. We spend all of our life with comics, and we do this podcast to talk about them, and we stream it live. We're streaming it live on Facebook. You can find it on YouTube after. Comics Place. Perfect.
That's
perfect. It's
perfect. It's the perfect intro to the perfect podcast.
I took 2 naps today.
Oh,
man. Lucky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Reading comics, like reading in general, puts me to sleep. So I had to read a dent of comics today, and the only way I could do it was by taking 30-minute naps between 6 to 2. But listen, we have something incredible that's just happened. Our brave explorer feet on the street, Will Elmer, who's always making sure he's got the comic book stories and deets for us. He's in Las Vegas right now, but he managed to do this.
Hello and happy episode number 424, my friends. I'm coming to you live from Las Vegas, the Idris Elba butthole capital of the world.
Yep.
The one thing I'm missing from back home, besides April Brews Day, is I think it was a Superman, Supergirl Day at the shop there. So probably missed out on some good stuff, but it did make me think. What are some underappreciated Superman or Supergirl reads out there? We all know the good stuff, right? We all know the All-Star Superman or Superman for All Seasons or Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. But what's some underappreciated gems that people should check out from Superman and or Supergirl? Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
I love you, Will. That's a great question because we do talk about the main super books all the time, but we don't often talk about Jeff Johns' stint on Superman during the volume Up, and Away that was really good, or I believe it was Jeff Lemire and Francis Manapul Superboy run from just before the New 52.
Oh, I never read that one.
That was really good. That was a hand sell to me by Chris Clow, former manager of the Comics Place.
Nice.
And so those are a couple. There's obviously Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, which that's talked about pretty often though, right, Rome Dog?
Oh yeah, I would think so. I hope so.
I would think and hope so. Yeah.
There's the Earth One Superman by Straczynski was pretty solid.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of it wasn't Secret Identity, which I haven't read, but it was the the one that Kurt Busiek wrote, right?
Was that
like a
Secret Origin?
It was a follow-up to that. It was like a companion piece. It was about a kid whose name it was the companion piece was a kid whose name was Bruce Wayne. Maybe it was Secret Origin by
Yeah.
Kurt Busiek.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah. No, that's a great call. Yeah, Superman Secret Origin by the Busiek is very good. It's like Superman in our world, right?
Yeah.
Do people still talk about the was that Secret Origin, the Mark Waid miniseries where he
Man of
retold
Steel.
Superman's?
Well, was that Wade or was that Jeff Johns?
Man of Steel was
I'm thinking of Secret
that was
Origin.
John Byrne.
That was the John Byrne title after
That's what I'm
Crisis.
thinking of. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, you're thinking of a Mark Waid Secret Origin, Roman?
Yeah, it was like 4 issues where he basically retold, I think, well, not so much Clark's origin back as a child, but like the kind of the in-between years. From
Is
when he
that
left
Gary
the farm.
Frank art?
No, I
Okay.
don't remember Gary
Okay.
Frank on it.
Okay.
It's from when he leaves the farm and before he becomes a star reporter.
Huh.
Dang. Listen to us just kick butt here. What about Supergirl stories? Like
The current Supergirl series is good.
the current one is?
Yeah. I really like it.
The Rainbow Rowell.
Yeah. Is it Rainbow Rowell?
She's doing like the current Supergirl.
Whoever it is, I really like it. With is Erica Henderson drawing it, or somebody else that draws people
somebody similar?
Similar, yeah. I've been digging that.
It is. Yeah, Roman, please.
Oh, sorry. I like the Peter David run on Supergirl. I mean, no, I don't remember any specific storylines, but just the overall run I thought was cool.
It's got that great cover with her like holding the skateboard.
Yeah.
Torso there. Gosh,
any issue of Superman's guest starring Ambush Bug was fantastic in my mind.
Or the Creeper.
Yeah,
or
they teamed up less often. I mean, Ambush Bug first showed up in a Superman comic or Action Comics, but
was the Max Landis book?
Superman American
Alien. Yeah. That I don't
it's
even know if
shame.
that's still in print, but it's awesome.
It's a shame that he ended up being a scuzzy guy because that was a really good Superman run.
Yeah, I stand by that book.
Yeah, me too.
Was there a one-shot called, I don't remember who wrote it, Man and Superman? From like, I don't know, 20, 25 years ago. And I can't remember who wrote it. It was somebody good.
You know, you also get like people will say like Kingdom Come is a Superman story or Justice is a Superman story in that he's one of the key players in it, or even like Secret Identity. No, we've said that a bunch. Infinite Crisis is the one I was just thinking.
Man and Superman is George Bernard Shaw, Roman. Classic comic book writer. Also, Marv Wolfman had a book with the same name, but I can't imagine that's what you're thinking of.
I've got one for you. Have you ever heard of The Death of Superman?
Oh yeah.
We got a short box of The Death of Superman.
It's crazy, guys. Superman, one of those like primary pillars of all things superheroes, but it is socially considered kind of cool to not like Superman.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's still the case. Like,
yeah, you're right. In the last couple of years, that has become
the last
cooler.
Superman movie.
Yeah,
now it's cool to like Superman.
Yeah,
and the recent comics.
Yeah, that's true. But even still, there is a degree of cynicism around it, and I do feel like I need to have a list of 10 amazing Superman comics at me on all times in case somebody's trying to rain on a parade of Superman.
I mean, I think we just made the B team of that list.
I think we
did. That's a pretty good B team.
Yeah, I'm being on the B team is something I am familiar with. Yeah,
B team.
Yeah, junior varsity Figley. JV Figley. Will, I hope you're having a good time in Vegas. It's a happening night down here in the Bellingham cradle of civilization. We got April Brews Day. There was a big 5K, and we have found ourselves here in the recording studio of the Fortress of Solitude to talk about this week's comics. Kind of a we're like 3 kind of small weeks. You know, this wasn't a huge week. The fact that we got those 3 DC books that came out last month all on the same day, like those 3 number 2s being in my stack certainly added to the volume of my stack, because it's a weird world right now. Django, do you want to talk a little Marvel?
Go on. Marvel.
Bro,
Oh,
did you hear about the staff
dude.
shakeup at Marvel? Because this is actually huge.
Actually,
I'm not
news.
sure. No, what's the news?
I hope you didn't hear it here first, because you're slow with your news. But
Yep.
Disney did a bunch of layoffs, including a handful of Marvel uppity ups, muckety mucks, including David Gabriel, who has been like in charge of Marvel for years and years and years and years. Yeah. So with David Gabriel gone, and a handful, I think like a handful of editors and some other pretty high up people in Marvel have been let go by Marvel, or by Disney. I yeah, man, I don't know. Like it kind of gives us like a maybe a reason that Marvel has been sort of lackluster and felt like they'd put the clutch in for the last 2 months or 3 months. Like maybe they knew this was coming.
David Gabriel was the senior vice president of sales and marketing at Marvel.
Yeah.
Which is bonkers. At Comics Pro, all those things that we go to, if Marvel sent people, he was the person they would send, and he would do all the speeches and stuff. So yeah, Django, what is your immediate gut response to that?
My immediate gut response is that it's ridiculous that a multi-billion-dollar company would worry about a staff of 25 people who run Marvel or DC and cut that staff to save money.
Yeah.
Because they are creating the IP that does billion-dollar movies.
It makes the world spin.
Short-sighted and insane that that there would be large-scale cuts every time one of these big companies changes hands. That just like, you know, we're friendly with the people at DC, right? Like you have email conversations with a handful of them. I high five them when I walk by them in hallways and stuff. And just knowing how much they've had to go through with like people losing their jobs and consolidation and things like that.
The last 10 years. Yeah.
It's been bonkers. And so to have the same kind of thing happen with Marvel's not a huge company either. You know, like when you just look at the executives and the editors, it's not big. So for me, it's like, I guess it's kind of discouraging that the industry that we're in is not respected a little bit more and given the resources to create good stories and good comics in a solid publishing platform.
Yeah, I agree. You know, at various times over the last like 10 years, I feel like the conversation or the idea has come up of like, well, you know, maybe during the pandemic or so, when they were just like, yeah, maybe we'll just like stop making new comics. Like it's a small enough thing for their revenue. And I was always like, pish posh, they will always be coming out and that will never be a thing. But this huge layoff in Marvel, it was like, oh, like that feels closer to the idea of them deprioritizing, you know, new periodicals. I don't actually worry about that because I think it'll keep coming out or everything. But like it is, it's a small enough thing for them, you know, like Django and I were just talking about. But a fascinating part of like the history of X-Men is that there is a huge run of the issues in the first 100 or so where they were putting a new number on these, but just reprinting older issues. Like that's kind of crazy. And then after like 50 issues or something, they had, you know, new creative teams come on and do stuff. But like, you know, I could see that type of thing. And again, I'm not super worried about that, but like, it's like, okay, like what are you guys doing over there?
You know what else is wild is that X-Men did that twice, kind of.
Really?
Right? Well, they did it in line with the issues in the, you know, issue 40 through, I couldn't have been that much. It must have been like issue 60 through 93 or whatever, reprints. But then not too long after that, they started doing the X-Men Classic, which was just reprinting the X-Men comics again.
That's bonkers. And so that would have all been like, that was pre-Claremont, right? So
Mhm.
wow. Roman, what were you doing
Trade
in the
paperback.
comics industry when that was happening? Were you just a kid reading them?
When they were before Claremont?
Yeah, like when they were reprinting them? Like,
Oh yeah, I in fact, I don't think unless it, well, I probably read a reprint of an X-Men comic like in some graphic novel or 100-page reprint special or something, but I didn't read a X-Men comic proper until Claremont and Byrne were doing it.
Mhm.
yeah, it seems like, it shouldn't be super expensive to be producing and paying people to produce those comics. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I
Hey,
want to have a meeting with them. I would love to sit down and be like, guys, I don't want to pry and be a doink, but like, let's talk this thing out. Can I give you some feedback? Can I bounce some ideas off you? Because what's going
Yeah.
on?
I mean, also the list of people that I saw and some of the discussion I saw, and this is like me with half a brain reading things on Facebook. It looked like a lot of the people who got laid off were people who had been there for a long time,
Mhm.
which means that they were probably getting paid the most,
Right.
right? And so you lose some institutional knowledge, but maybe the math works out for the parent corporation.
Right.
And the reports I heard, I haven't talked to him directly, of course, but David Gabriel seems to be happy to retire. So,
Okay.
maybe it's not the end of the world. Maybe they've got some good people coming in to fill those shoes. We'll see. It took DC a few years to find their sea
was
legs when they did
Just
that
gonna
big
say,
switch.
it was like 8 or 9 years ago that DC had that kind of huge, maybe not even that long, but like,
It's pretty
they
close, yeah.
they had a period where we were like, uh-oh. And now they're like killing the game. Although,
Yeah.
in the world of like political theater and stuff, I could see Marvel being like, oh yeah, DC's been killing it for the last year with percentage shares, but we just haven't been putting stuff out. Like, it'd be a
Yeah.
real kind of like easy political theater way to be like, they haven't been making better books. We just like
Right.
haven't really done anything in the last year.
Yeah, we've just been coasting. We're on we're coasting uphill, everybody.
But at the same time, Ultimate Universe winding down, but we are continuing to get these advertisements in Marvel Comics for this Weapons of Armageddon thing that Chip Zdarsky has like mentioned a couple of times on social media, that he's like one of the architects of the Marvel Universe moving forward for the next like 2 years. And he's got a big thing coming. It's just kind of tricky to know, what that really means, or if I should be super optimistic about it. But I do, anytime I check in with Captain America, it feels like we're not really taking there's not like a clear vision of a place that we're headed.
Yeah.
But the advertisements, I don't know. I really want Marvel to do some stuff that makes me really exciting. I'm excited, like beginning of the
I'd love to
Ultimates.
bring some Marvel Comics home again.
Yeah.
If it's not Ultimate, or Fantastic Four, like I haven't really been reading them.
Oh, but the
You're
Fantastic Four.
You're not reading the Doom stuff, the Dungeons of Doom, and
That's Fantastic Four, but I think I only read the first issue.
that's not Fantastic Four. It's Doom.
Doom is Fantastic Four, Roman.
I can't wait for Doom Quest to start coming out. I think we're 3 or 4 weeks away from that, but I haven't read Dungeons of Doom or Will of Doom, but I am excited for Doom Quest, which Ryan North will be doing. And
that's what I was wondering, if this Doom stuff was all leading into the Weapons of Armageddon.
It seems more like this Wolverine and Captain America stuff is what is leading into that Weapons of Armageddon. Armageddon assembles in 3 months. Weapons of Armageddon. And it seems more kind of like secret government stuff and Weapon X super soldier stuff.
Because the Dungeons of Doom is all about getting the artifacts and weapons out of Doom's castle and the fight between different governments to try and acquire those things.
As I understand, the next big thing coming from Marvel is going to heavily involve the origin boxes. So like the things that had the superheroes' powers in the Ultimate Universe that the maker stole and hid. Those are like coming to the 616 universe. So that we'll be getting an influx of Ultimate characters via that way. But that seems kind of removed from the Doom stuff. Interesting. I can't wait to figure it out. But it is, it's an interesting time. Django, we've been doing this for a decade or so. Roman's been doing it since the Stone Age. And this is a very interesting time in comics. I can't think of another time where DC, was so handily killing the market and Marvel was a little bit floundering. But we are with the movies having changed in the way that society interacts with them. Like they kind of coasted off that movie hype for a while. So
you just said we've been doing this for a decade or so, right?
Yeah.
I have on my calendar that Monday is your shop anniversary. Is that 42 years?
Probably about 42 years. Yeah, it always comes down to when Roman went to Europe on his trip. Yeah.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary as of the broadcast of this recorded version of this episode.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I think that'll be like 13 or 14 years. Probably 13. Yeah.
13?
Wow.
It's got to be 13.
Cool.
Can't be 14.
No, it can't. Can't be.
13, sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Roman,
do you
had
have
dark hair back then?
Yeah, and he had a lot of it.
I had a red beard. Yeah.
Man, there was a time where, the previous owner was alive, but not around much. And Roman and I were just thumbs and bums, going to conventions and filling up spaces. And what a time. What a time.
Bums with thumbs.
Bums with thumbs. So, like Django said, kind of scant on Marvel stuff here, but we've got some Image comics, some DC comics, some other Bad Idea comics. Can I ask you guys a question about a book that I didn't read?
Yes.
Did you read the Ordained Special, The Machine?
No.
I did read the Ordained Special, The Machine.
Wow. Django did it.
I can't
It's a crazy one to start with.
I believe I read the first issue of the Ordained. And
I was like,
maybe there's been 3 now.
2 issues of the Ordained. It's a 3-issue series.
Okay.
And this is number 0 of 3, which props to Bad Idea. I've never seen that numbering system before. Well done.
Retroactive.
Robert Venditti and is it Trevor Hairsine?
Yeah. Deceased.
Must be one of his last books that he did. This is like the lead up to somebody who I think we're going to see show up in the main Ordained series in issue 3 and probably be a real challenge for the main character. It's just a dude. We open with him having killed a bunch of people. He's eating a sandwich and torturing somebody. And then he goes to a bar. He takes a job on the phone and he goes to a bar and he kills a dude, and things go poorly because the dude's friends show up, even though he's not supposed to have any friends. His coworkers show up because it's his birthday and he has to beat them up also for free. And then he gets in his car and he goes to fight the preacher from the Ordained. And it's great.
So you like it?
Yeah. It's just a little John Wick bad guy. It's not even an origin story. It's just like the 4 hours before he probably shows up and maybe kills our main character in the other book.
It's an interesting, like the first issue of Ordained came out a number of months ago now. It had been like we'd heard about it for quite a while before the first issue came out. I feel like it was like a year lead or something because Bad Ideas had a pretty large lead time, but it was one of the first books in the last year to have that first issue big speculator thing happen to it. Like it was not terribly long before Dork and the other ones, White Sky or whatever, but it is in that ilk. So it's interesting. It's one of the things I feel like that kind of has increased that collector kind of speculator aspect of the market, which is always super interesting. And I love when it's thriving and whatnot. But I think more people got Ordained than I would have expected. Not ordained, but yeah. Yeah.
And Ordained, the comic, not the way of being, it's just like John Wick meets a preacher, like gangsters and punching and kicking and shooting in churches.
Okay, well, I've got a question for you.
Go on.
Is the Machine just this one 0-issue thing, or is this also a 3-issue thing?
I think that this is the 0 issue of Ordained. In fact, looking at our system, that's what the series codes indicate.
Okay.
So this is Ordained number 0, the Machine, and then Ordained 1, 2, 3 have been scheduled and are coming out.
Okay.
So, and I would say this is, I don't know, like, is it a cash grab because they wish they'd done 4 issues or 6 issues instead of 3? Maybe, but absolutely worth reading if you're reading the other one. I would even say like it's not really a one shot, but it could be a one shot. If they put just this out, I wouldn't feel like I hadn't been fed a full meal inside my mouth.
And like maybe cash grab. Also, maybe that the main book is taking longer to come out than they had wanted, so they don't want interest to die, or maybe they're trying to get closer to that movie release, so they're trying to increase the number. Like it. Bad Idea likes to play games, but this doesn't seem like a foolish maneuver. My last question is, how are you feeling about Bad Idea paper stock? And that should take us into the Hab.
I have one question about Bad Idea paper stock, and that is, are they putting Megalith, which has just been all over the news and Facebook and social media and Kickstarter, talking about how long it took the artist to draw. Louis LaRosa, I think, is drawing it. How long it took him to draw and paint this. Are they putting that on this shitty newsprint?
That's a good question.
Like, I don't mind the newsprint. I kind of like it. It's fun to feel and it's fun to read. But if they're putting this guy's art that was meant to be printed at double size on newsprint, which is porous and bleeds and the colors get weirdly saturated. Like, I like newsprint, but it's not the best way to show off the art. So that's my question. I would give this book I want to say a 7.5, but I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's a good comic. And Trevor Hairsine, man, I like this guy's art, and I wish he didn't die.
So he died,
right?
You implied that earlier. I'll have to look it up, but what a bummer.
I was going to ask, I didn't know he died.
Hang on,
my question about the paper.
Thinking of somebody else. Trevor Hairsine,
Sorry, Trevor.
not dead.
Okay.
You can put that on the front of your next book, bud.
Okay.
Trevor Hairsine, not dead. Django Boren, perfectly acceptable. Comics Place presents.
I love the newsprint, but their cover stock is cheaper than normal and isn't quite the same as that newsprint in there. Like it feels kind of nice, but it bleeds and it wrinkles easily. And for their Megalith, which they are boasting having 32 covers or whatever, because every single page of art has its own variant cover. So every page is a cover.
And not only that, our friend Jen King from Space Cadets Comics Collection in Texas has an exclusive variant for Megalith #1, which is not only a variant cover, but variant insides as well.
What?
So it's just a different comic.
That's what I think. I really like Jen, so I haven't asked her what's the barcode. But it's like an exclusive for her store. And the art I think is like the original pencils and inks of the comic, but it's lettered. So it's like it's the comic but without part of the finishing process. Which,
bad idea.
Bad idea. I can't outgame you. Well done. Also, Jen, good one.
And what was the Bad Idea book that our friend in Pittsburgh like ordered an insane number of? Was that Megalith?
Was that Megalith?
There was like a 0.
There was a 0 issue. I don't think it was Megalith. It was something else.
Yeah, even like their stuff is like advertised, and then whether it comes out or gets read, like doesn't make a mark at all.
Yeah.
But I am excited to see some of their like television and movie stuff come through, like the things based on their properties, as well as Ignition.
It's gotta happen.
I watched The Beauty. Had people watch The Beauty?
I watched the beginning of The Beauty. I watched 3 or 4 episodes and only stopped because I haven't finished watching it yet.
Okay. Roman, are you watching The Beauty?
What service is it on?
That's a good question.
I didn't. Is it? I guess I didn't realize it had a comic book connection. That it was that Beauty.
It is.
Yeah, it's Colette's buddy.
It's pretty good. It's pretty explodey, like people explodey.
Yeah, should have been called Explodey.
Yeah, they could have. They should have.
All right. Well, Roman, did you read The Hab?
I did.
Oh, you guys, let's talk about the Hab ITAT.
I have it
Habitat.
right here.
Also from Bad Idea Comics, I brought mine back to the store because I had mistakenly brought home a cooler, not a cover of it. But this has one of the more interesting creative teams I've seen on a book in quite a while. So I had to grab one. And I, for reasons we'll get into, read the final bit of it, but not the whole issue yet. So I'll stop teasing it. But Josh Dysart, David Lapham, and Bill Sienkiewicz. Wow.
Yeah,
Django to its core.
it's a pretty fun team. Josh Dysart introduced me to the Viagra Boys, so I'll always be grateful to him for that. I'm a big fan of David Lapham and also Bill Sienkiewicz. I don't know where my
And
copy is.
Jacob
So
Phillips.
and what?
Jacob
Jacob
Phillips.
Phillips.
Jacob
Yeah.
Phillips. Yeah,
Yeah.
also super badass.
Yeah.
I don't have my copy in front of me, but I just read it. So it's basically like this rich dude built a habitat for the end of the world. He brought his family and his support staff with him, and they all end up in this like bunker situation. And we get a really nice cutaway of the bunker, which I'm a sucker for.
Yep, I am too, though. Kirby.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's probably 32 pages, maybe even more. It's a long comic. Most of it is drawn by David Lapham. And in the story, you've got this family and support staff who are not a super fan of the father figure, who's kind of a Elon Musk sort of character. And they all start hallucinating, maybe because of bad water or maybe because there's ghosts in this newly built habitat. And then we cut to like a Bill Sienkiewicz section of the book, and it's mostly in like a made up language, and you see like human sacrifice and cursing of the water before they build this thing.
I tell you what,
That was my read anyway.
Trying to jump in to just read the Sienkiewicz stuff at the end, I was impenetrable. So that's what I was like, I got to make it through this whole issue so I can appreciate these final 5 pages. So it's my intention.
It's really good. Like I Bad Idea and I have a complex relationship, and I don't read a ton of their books, but I really like Josh Dysart and all the creators. So I read it, and I'm glad I read it, and I'm going to keep reading it. It
Nice.
felt like a good sort of one building horror movie,
Okay.
where you don't know if the woman in the robes who's telling you that you need to die is real or not.
From Software.
Hmm.
Roman, what did you think of this?
I loved it.
Hell yeah.
I love that premise because some horrible
Fun can.
disaster has destroyed most of humanity, seemingly. And the rich guy that nobody likes has established this habitat. And I love that. And there's an underground reservoir that they're up at one of the poles, I think, but underground reservoir of water that's supposedly super naturally filtered and pure and everything. And that's their water supply, and they're tapping into it. And there's already a problem with gaining access to the maintenance part of it,
Right.
which is in the Bill Sienkiewicz portion. I think that's the same. They roll a giant stone in front of the opening, which I think is the same opening that we see in the main story. That's the way to the water.
Yeah.
Biblical.
Yeah. So there's something. I mean, maybe Lovecraftian. I mean, I'm feeling like it's maybe Lovecraftian. It's got that flavor to it.
Mhm.
And
Look at him think about his video game right
Yeah.
I
now.
am. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
dude, you guys. Okay, we'll come back.
And
to it.
I love the dynamics of the people already, because everybody pretty much hates the father figure that made this all possible, the rich, smug asshole.
Mhm.
But he's the one that made it possible. So the technology is interesting. That, like Django said, the cutaway. I mean, what a great comic. Great
Yeah,
comic.
it's really good world building and character development right out of the gate. It's a breath of fresh air because I just finished Good is Dead, also
Yeah.
by David Lapham. And that book, I think it's probably really good if you can track what the hell's happening.
Okay.
I think it's like really good noir, but too complex for a 60-page comic that comes out every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I really like his art. I don't know. I've been a fan of his since Stray Bullets, and this one landed for me. Not all of his stuff really makes sense to me, but this one clicked.
Yeah.
Smart execution on their end as well to be able to get Bill Sienkiewicz like as a creator on your book, but be doing it in a reasonable period of time. Like give him 5 pages per 30-page
Probably
thing.
a reasonable rate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they know that's probably what's selling a lot of those issues.
8.5 from me.
8.5. Rome Doggy. What do you say?
Oh, at least a 9.
Oh, nice.
Which I
Nice.
expect to go up with the future issues.
At least a 9. Is that your final answer?
9.5.
9.5
Nice.
from Roman Statler.
Okay, well, as we go into the thing on the doorstep number 3, you mentioned Lovecraft. Django, I don't know if I've told you this, but this is a huge deal. Bloodborne, the game that got me into all the FromSoft games. I love it. Maybe my favorite game of all time. I got the graphic novel for it right here. That was put out over a decade ago, and they refused to do remasters or make a sequel or anything, and like it's just felt like in purgatory. I just finished another playthrough of it, and like a couple days later they announced that they're doing a full-length R-rated animated feature film based on it.
Dude,
Wow.
I'm so excited.
you and I
That
are
is
spoiled
huge.
for content we're interested in, because Tom Waits just put out a song with Massive Attack.
Yeah, I
Like,
listened to that, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
I listened to it the night that it came out. I was a little stoned. I was in bed. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, oh, right, I got to listen to that song. It's terrifying. And his voice is really good and interesting. And his poetry and the imagery of that was like nightmarish. That's a scary guy. He's
That
scary.
song sounds like an album that I'll present you with. And it also sounds like the thing on the doorstep to me. Like I would let Tom Waits score that soundtrack from the era of Bone Machine.
Yeah.
So Tom Waits wrote this comic. This is written by Simon Burks with art by Willie Roberts, lettered by Rob Jones. The Thing on the Doorstep number 3. So has anyone read this one yet, Django?
No, I'm 2 issues behind on this.
Okay. So I'm just going to continue my thing of being the only guy talking about this comic. I
I
did
love it.
not have instances in this issue, Django, where they spoke in a way that felt incorrect to the time that it takes place in.
Well, the writer listens to the podcast and took that feedback.
Excellent. Right. So fewer instances of weird.
Yeah.
The art in this, what I think is really impressive with this issue is that the art, our portrayal of our main protagonist's friend, who is like in a Lovecraftian terrible marriage thing and slowly losing his mind, and we've seen that it goes real bad. This is the first issue where he's starting to have like physical manifestations of like how insane he's going.
Nice.
And the artist does a really great job of depicting his like mental degradation, and also, you know, maybe sometimes he seems more okay than other times, but the artist is doing some cool work to portray that. Even for the, like, you know, I like the artists. I wasn't familiar with them, but this is just like very Lovecraftian now, you know.
Nice.
We got the Innsmouth stuff, but we've got a shot in here. You're gonna see it, everybody. Roman, look at this. You can't see it because it's super shady, but it's like boobs and blood, and you just took it all away.
I'm trying to
It's
just add you.
It's super dark and messed up, but yeah, I really like this book a lot. It's scary and slow and creeping in the way of like a Martin Scorsese film, covers a huge period of time and takes, jumps forward throughout it. But I am like more and more into this type of horror. And so I really, really like it, and really enjoying it. And I'm excited for you all to read number 3, hopefully. But yeah, it's probably my favorite Top Cow book in real long time.
Yeah. I mean, Top Cow. I would say, what was the one about the post office guy? Postal is what it was called.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably the last time I got
Hmm.
pretty into a Top Cow book. I didn't even realize this was Top Cow. What?
Yeah, it's bizarre, dude.
So A, we need a score, but B,
Yeah.
does this make you want to go back and read other Lovecraftian stories?
Makes me want to reread Neonomicon by Alan Moore.
Mhm. What about the follow-up?
Providence.
Providence.
I would be very interested in that, but I'd have to retake a look at it because the balance of text issues there, I remember being kind of terrifying. But maybe that's part of the horror.
I think it is part of the horror. Like, this thing started really slow.
Yeah.
You know, like if you were to have this trade paperback handed to you, it would be quite a while before you get to the fun part.
Blake's riding a chili dog high, boys.
Blake is a chili dog.
Blake
man.
is riding down a chili dog high. I'm here for it, buddy.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, the thing on the doorstep, it's really great Lovecraftian stuff. You know, Lovecraft, his art and writing is permeated so many other things that so much pays deference to it. But I don't know that I super commonly come across a thing that is so overtly Lovecraft, or at least in comics, although it does happen. So, between From Software games and the thing on the doorstep, I am loving it and listening to some old Lovecraft audiobooks. So I'm going to give the thing on the doorstep number 3. I'm going to go from an 8.5 to a 9. I'm going to give it a 9 because I'm loving it. But maybe it's an 8.5, but it's a 9 for Jeff today. Lovecraft. Bad guy, great book.
These From Software games are really Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't even get me started on it, Django. It's a bad call.
Sounds
Superman
good.
Unlimited number 12.
Yes.
Are you guys Django? I remember talking to you about 11, right? That's where they started the retcon of John.
Yep.
Roman, I can't remember if you were on that episode or not, but this is the second issue. This is Dan Slott's Superman Unlimited run. I read the first couple issues of this series, then kind of fell off. But 11, I jumped on, knowing that this Reign of the Superboys thing is happening, and specifically that they were going to come up with a sort of on-the-nose retcon to just kind of tie us comic book loop to bring our John back.
And this was the one that the last issue they tore a vagina in space and pulled him out of it, right?
Yep, exactly.
And time, space and time.
Yeah, exactly. Time Gina.
Yep.
But I thought this almost reminded me of a Tom Taylor comic book because it has such an effective balance of good old superhero mixed with heart. And I really liked the both Johns in here. I really liked, our future John, who's older, disguising his face, trying to pretend like people don't know who he is. But also, as I'm thinking about just this John, the right time John being brought back to our reality, and then can we have more than one John existing in this reality, or whose parents are these really? Because I guess the older one is from a different reality that came here. All of that. You're kind of thinking about the science of it and what's going to happen with it. But it's very sweet at the core of that. You're like, yeah, this is still a boy who was taken away from his parents and then put on a planet and then brought through a different time, to a reality that actually isn't technically the one that he came from. He still wants to be loved. And even though we're getting our John back, we don't want this other person to be displaced, and he's got a connection with these parents. And I just found that it pulled on all those heartstrings really well for me, and getting to watch Lois be so eager to have young John back, but also clearly still love older John. And then Damian being cynical, pessimist about John coming back is great. And I'm very excited to have those super sons back together.
What do you think of? Imagine that you were a parent who had a kid that got old, and then you got presented with a young version of your kid.
That's what I'm trying to. Yeah,
that's crazy for Lois to be excited about, I guess.
Because at one point you'd have to be like, I lost my young son, but this is him older, so it's kind of like having him back, and then the gymnastics you would go through to be grateful to have that one back. But then be presented with the other one, you're like, well, I was really just pretending with you.
Yeah. I guess, Lois's superpower, other than being Superwoman or whatever her name is now, is to be super flexible in the face of time wonkiness.
Yeah. Real fluid boundaries of familial relationships.
Yeah, time and death,
Yeah.
things
Roman,
like that.
what did
Yeah,
you
but-
think of this?
But we got Damien and Crypto. They're not accepting it yet.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like, of course, Damien, you expect that of him, but
Mhm.
I really like the couple panels showing him that Crypto isn't sure about this new young John Kent either.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take some prediction shots. Do we think there's something to be concerned about there, or do we think that
Yes.
it's our boy? You think so?
I think so.
What is it?
I don't know. I don't know if he's like who knows? Maybe he's from Earth 3. Maybe he's a creation of Mr. Mixapitalik. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe his trials are what made him a good person.
he was a good kid before he went to this little rocket ship planet. Fire.
Well, yeah, but when did he pull him out? Did this kid spend any time with his granddad? Did he spend 2 months in the middle of a volcano and is still angry instead of resigned? Like, where is
Yeah.
he in his journey of being
It's-
abused by his grandpa?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, so like he got separated from the grandfather, and then Ultraman is the one that was leaving him in the
Oh, that's right.
volcano.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is after he got separated from his grandfather, but is in the volcano. It's crazy to be like,
Yeah.
wow, he was in that volcano for like over a decade.
It's
Like
for a
that's
long time.
insane.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, we're lucky he didn't come back as a bad guy.
Yeah.
So this
yeah.
is written by Dan Slott, right? Who
Yeah.
also did that Silver Surfer book that was like the sweetest thing in the whole world.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was Silver Surfer and his girlfriend like
Doctor Who
manipulating
it up.
eternity so that he would touch his two fingers and they could be reunited.
That was the
That was
issue, man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And like Dan Slott doesn't always nail that Tom Taylor kind of feel or even like Tom Taylor, Jeff Lemire sort of parent and child situation. But when he does, he really does really well with it.
Roman has been like a more faithful Dan Slott fan for the many years that I've known him.
A slaughter.
A slaughterhouse.
A
Yeah.
Slottist.
So yeah, Roman, have you been reading Superman Unlimited up until this point? Because in this issue, it was kind of interspersed with some pages that were dealing with the world that he has created in this story. And I'm not as interested in that, although I do like the Bippo stuff we get.
Yeah, like I don't really. When this the first page of this is Emerald City, the capital of El Caldero, where their big export is kryptonite. And it's like, oh, that still exists in the DC. Okay, I don't really care about them though. The Crypto Knights of El Caldero, that's cool.
Ooh.
Just because the name Crypto Knights, that's a cool name, and nobody's used that before. I think.
Yeah,
That's
I
mostly
almost sent that picture to Django or somebody to mention like, ooh, that's a rough name.
Yeah,
it's
The Crypto
mostly
Knight.
been just in this series, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they mention them in any of the other books.
Because that's how this series started, was the big kryptonite covered in other material.
Yeah. So I don't know if
crashing.
to answer your question, Jeff, I don't know if I have read all previous 11 issues of Superman Unlimited. Well, I read 11. I can't remember about the other ones. But I do like the goofy kind of Silver Age stuff he throws in there because the Crypto Knights is pretty Silver Agey, and bringing back Beppo, the super monkey, which at first I thought it was going to be Titano until Bibbo notices his name. And I was more excited about Titano, I think, but maybe
In
Beppo
my
will
mind-
become Titano.
In my mind, making the move to like undo Bendis's story and like bring back this young John is so like it's hard to execute in a way other than just acknowledging like, yeah, we thought that was a bad
Comics.
call and we wanted to bring this kid back, right? Like, so I like how kind of thinly veiled and ridiculous this is to get him back, because we're all
Mhm.
just like, yeah, we want you to do it. Doesn't matter how you do it. Let's all do it together. Great and awesome. Which is why I'm not super concerned that there is a thing for Crypto and Damien to be paranoid about, outside of like maybe he's got some like, negative energy on him that they have 5 days to get rid of, or else he's going to blow up, but then they'll get that or whatever. But like, to me, it seems like too much of like, we want him back. Everybody wants him back. So
is the drama the question of whether or not two John Kents can exist from different timelines in one world without messing things up?
that's a part of it. But Damien in this, I don't believe, knows that the older Tomorrow Man guy
Man.
was him. So it's more that like, I think it's the heart of that issue is that like Damien had a hard time losing his best friend, and now he has a hard time him coming back and believing that because he was hurt so bad. So he has to like identify and come to terms with how much pain he went through, and that's kind of what he's facing.
For being a gymnast, that kid's not very flexible.
Damien, yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not. Yeah, I really liked this issue. I don't know how long the ride will go for this Dan Slott run of being so kind of heart forward, because I don't care as much about Kryptonite US. But this I thought was like, these two issues have been wonderful.
Scores
9.0 for Jeff.
nice.
9.5 without the other pages.
Roman,
Yeah, I'll go with the 9. This was a fun issue.
nice.
Looking forward to this getting the results of this mystery.
I look forward to reading it.
Guys,
Jeff,
guys,
Jeff,
it's been a minute.
go on.
It's been a minute. Can y'all tell me what happened in Ice Cream Man? Outside of the Rear Window reference that I get because I watched that movie, the original one, like a year ago.
Outside of the Rear Window reference, this issue of Ice Cream Man, that's all. It's just a Rear Window reference.
Well, like, but there was kind of a twist in it, right? Like, he was watching these other people, but then he goes over there and they were watching him, or his house was over there, and he is all people watching all people.
Yeah, there's some twisty stuff where he gets over to that other house and it turns out that they're all kind of him, or it's very sort of Ice Cream Man, ookie bookie. It's super weird and wacky. I couldn't say that I understood it more than a feeling, if that makes any sense.
No,
Also,
I
don't have my other comic here.
I'm with you. There's this whole bit about like a faker, and is he faking this leg injury? And then it turns out he's got all these photos of just these horrific cultish conspiracy crimes. And yeah, I just don't. Roman, did you feel like you walked away with an idea of this?
Yeah, I mean it's another Ice Cream Man issue I really loved because the whole thing is commentary on voyeurisms, and specifically in comics, but also more widely in movies, but especially Hitchcock movies, because there's more than the big Rear Window reference in here. There's references to The Birds, to Family Plot,
Right.
to North by Northwest, just a bunch of Hitchcock movies.
Nice.
I think there's more here I'm not quite getting.
Yeah, totally.
Like the for sale sign on the empty apartment.
It keeps changing.
It changes to match what the opera singer is singing about. And like Faker, I don't know if that's a specific Hitchcock reference, but yeah, it's all Hitchcock movies, including the very end. I love this one.
I was just proud of myself for noticing that one of the crows was white like the Ice Cream Man. That's about as deep as I got into the references. I didn't even think of the fact that that's totally the Birds.
Yeah, and it gets into that super meta thing that Maxwell Prince, I feel like it's been slow the last several issues of Ice Cream Man. Like, we've gotten 3 in the last year or so. But one of them kind of recently was him playing with that, like, I'm making you, read this book and then look over your shoulder or something about that. And this one, he's playing with that same thing of like, I like the way strings of text control your gaze, and like he's talking to the reader, which is that kind of meta spot. And then the cover is Martin Marazzo doing that same art stuff that he did in Kryptonite Spectrum a little bit, right? Like that watercolory stuff that is kind of new for him. He's playing with some new toys, which are, I prefer his other style, but it's awesome that you're seeing it in multiple things.
Yeah, the Kryptonite Spectrum was like kids' drawings in crayon, but yeah, this is totally like a departure from his normal stuff. It's almost like he colored it without drawing it.
Yeah, like Danny did.
Yeah,
we'll talk about.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It gave me the mood, but I feel like I don't have enough outside influence to really get it like Roman probably did.
Well, there's stuff I wish I got it more too. Like I don't know if the one woman who's a opera singer, I don't know if that's a reference to a Hitchcock movie or what, because I keep thinking it must be, because why is this opera singer here that's also narrating the story kind of along with Jimmy Stewart?
But again, I love how overtly Jimmy Stewart it was.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's his character name in here.
Yeah.
Which surprised me.
And I did like how there was like infographics about camera aperture values related to sleep progression, or approximately a 45 quick start guide. And like, yeah, it was, you know, I'm okay with Ice Cream Man coming out less frequently because it feels like he's gotten to a spot where he wants to be using each issue as a kind of interesting, exciting way to explore something.
Yeah.
And like, if that means coming out less often because it's got more of a kind of unique, exciting thing to him within there rather than the kind of overall narrative being it, I'm okay with that, because when you're getting decks of cards and things like this, like he's, you know, he's playing with the future of comics. I feel like in 30 years, he'll be an important person to have thought about.
I'm sure that this was supposed to be 4 issues long.
This
and we're talking
Ice Cream Man. Yeah.
And we're talking about number 45 right now. Like that is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Right?
I want to talk to him about that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, despite not totally being able to juice every ounce out of this, 9.5 from me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go with 10. Actually,
10 from Roman.
Oh,
I want to reread this
software game, Roman. You're getting it, and you're knowing that you're not getting all of it, but you love it, and you just want to be in it more to get more of it. And the fact that you can sense that you're not getting all of it just makes you more excited and in love with it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, after I read it, I Googled to see if there was like a breakdown of every Easter egg in this issue, and there's not yet.
Not yet. Week, yeah.
But yeah.
What do you got, Jeffrey?
I'm gonna go 9. I'm gonna go 9.
Nice.
But I really liked it, and I do think that if I read it again or understand a little bit more of the seeds that it's planting and bearing fruit from, I think I would like it more. But I don't know much about Hitchcock. I've only seen a couple.
So I got 2 questions on it, Roman. Did you see Martin Marazzo or Chris O'Halloran or Alfred Hitchcock in the issue? Because Hitchcock is famous for inserting himself into his movies.
And I didn't even now I need to read it again, because I didn't. Of course, I don't know what Marazzo or Maxwell Prince look like. So.
Sure.
I don't either, really.
But Hitchcock, I should have caught Hitchcock if he's in here.
Any chance that this Jimmy Stewart character looks like Martin Marazzo or W. Maxwell Prince? Django, you've met both of them, right?
No, I don't think that's him.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, while Roman rereads that entire comic, what do we got next?
Well, yeah, you know, it's interesting. Django, did you say you did read Battle Beast?
I did read Battle Beast. I'm going to stand up and go get it while you introduce it, because
I will.
I brought all the comics I didn't read to my desk, so Sweet. I'll be right back.
I'm going to pretend that I'm talking to Django while he's doing that. But Roman said he didn't read this. Sword. Yeah, and the sword has some puzzles within the issue as well.
I got to read it.
Have you been reading the series, Roman?
You know, I read, what issue is this?
8.
I read like the first 4 and I kind of got bored, so I stopped, but now I'm intrigued again.
Here's what I'm going to say.
It's a great cover.
Robert Kirkman has an ability. Django, did you just fart?
No. Okay. I just banged my microphone. I'm sorry. Call me Roman.
Kirkman has the ability to like write comics that have a really easy ease in and ease out, and they're paced really well. So without using a tremendous amount of text, he manages to every issue make you feel like you're getting a full meal, to use the metaphor that Roman or Django used earlier.
And an appropriate metaphor for this issue.
So what I love about this series, Roman, is that I don't ever feel like I'm kind of missing things between issues, or when a new issue comes out, much like The Walking Dead, I don't need to remember that much because it's right there.
Okay.
Ryan Ottley is an amazing artist, and Robert Kirkman is an incredible comic writer. And when he gets into a flow, like I feel like he's in with this book with Ottley, I think it's just something incredibly special. I don't think that there is a specific aspect of this issue where I'm like, it's the best issue for this reason. Outside of reading this, it was one of the first comics I read from my stack of comics. It was like right after Absolute Batman.
Yep.
It has these double page like art spreads with beautiful angles of like him like with the world bending around it. Like, these are two very proficient comic creators getting to just have fun with a story that for me is very gratifying, in that I really like all of the characters. I think they're like kind of funny and kind of charming and a little annoying and not good buddies, but also not bad buddies. And I think that the idea of this lion who just desperately wants to be killed in battle and is looking for somebody to kill him is such a wonderful conceit for these big Dragon Ball Z-esque type stories. The only complaint I have about this issue is that his sword is a sword with a blade, and it regenerates blades if it breaks off. Yeah. So he's like doing this thing where he's stabbing people and then breaking the sword off and then regenerating it and straight. But I didn't remember that about his sword. So I was
Me
like,
too.
does he have 100 swords? What's going on here? And I was like, he's just got to be regenerating. That's got to be a sword power.
Yeah, that's an awesome sword. And there's a panel earlier in the issue where he's like getting ready to run at the bad guys, and his sword is growing as he runs at them. Yeah, just the fact that you can make a 20-page, I guess it's only 17-page fight scene interesting from start to finish, and have him hungry and eating the brains of the person he just killed while he's also stabbing the guy's sister. Like, that's awesome and gross and over the top, and just shows how badass he is.
And Django, on the double page spread at the very end, where it's like Battle Beast holding his sword up against the person with the giant skewers, like if you look at the buildings in the background, this was also present in earlier pages, but Ottley, his environmental work in the background is taking on a touch of like Scotty Young and Jorge Corona or something.
That's exactly. Yeah, it looks like Middle West kind of.
Yeah. To say that, like, in this beautiful book that is so good at doing what it does, these artists and creators are still like evolving their craft and being able to play and explore here. And this series just feels like, more than anything to me that I'm currently reading, like unfiltered imagination. Just like no reservations. There is no self-doubt stopping them from doing anything. It's just like uninhibited creativity. And I love that. And this issue just really nailed that home for me of like, this is, as much as I was enjoying Invincible, like this is great.
This is a level up from Invincible. Art-wise, a level up from Invincible.
I agree. Yeah. Yep.
The story is a little one note, but also fully entertaining the entire time. And frankly, I kind of miss the little guy's weird penis that we saw in the last issue. I hope that makes a return in the next few issues.
It's weirdly one note, Django, in the same way in my mind that Walking Dead was like weirdly one note. However, at any moment with The Walking Dead, it had the ability to be very complex and take a turn that you didn't see, right? Like
Yeah.
there is that balance between, it's right there on the surface and you see it, but also you don't really know what direction it could go at any given point.
Somebody told me once that they didn't think that Stephen King was a great writer, but he was a great storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wonder if you could make a separation like that with Kirkman. Like he's a good storyteller, he's a good writer, but he's an excellent pacer.
Yeah.
Right? Like Walking Dead could have been done in half the time.
Yeah.
Most of those arcs are super stretched, but they're very engaging.
That's a really good point. He paces better than probably anybody. I think Bendis can be pretty good at pacing, but Kirkman is really great at it.
And part of that might just be the privilege of being Robert fucking Kirkman.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to worry about
do what he wants.
Anything. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He doesn't have to worry that they're going to cancel his book because he decides.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
I'm gonna also give it a 9.5.
Okay, you guys, let's cover the trilogy right now. And I don't know if any of us read Deathstroke, but Batwoman, Lobo, Deathstroke, the number 2s that came out this week. How are we feeling about this swath of next level books?
I read Batwoman.
Yeah.
I'm liking Lobo best.
Yep.
Haven't read Lobo or Deathstroke. I read Batwoman and I like the art. I don't understand the story. I guess maybe part of it's me. I don't know enough about Batwoman. It seems like it's a big deal that she's killing people. And maybe she shouldn't be. But also her dad's a military dick who trained her. So it's kind of weird that he would be squeamish about her killing bad guys who are trying to kill her. I think it's a failing in me because it feels like a really good comic with really good art and really good writing. And I did not care for it.
I feel like in this series, the art is carrying a lot of weight, and I enjoyed the first issue, and I enjoyed this issue for the most part. It might be mostly on the art. Like Danny is doing really interesting stuff, even from that main cover issue that you can see here. She doesn't like draw outlines with lines. She's just doing the inking of a pair of pants, until the edge, and then there's background behind it. Like it's very interesting, Somni-esque, Darwin Cook-esque. It's satisfying to look at and makes me excited to think about how she attacked these pages.
Dude, I watched her draw the shadow for me and it was weird to see like the way her brain works. Awesome.
Yeah. And like, again, I would encourage all people like Chris Somni, just Google Somni quick sketch on YouTube, but similar thing. The way that they approach drawing it is like backwards from what I would think. I think I like this issue. I knew what was going on in this issue less than the first issue. The first issue to me, but again, like the large complaint that I heard about the first issue was just like, we have another Batwoman story and it's her and her sister. And to me, that's not a complaint because it's like, it's all people know. So if you're going to start a Batwoman story, you kind of need to start there and then jump off, which is what they're doing.
Yeah. They killed her sister already. So
cool. And now they're doing this other thing. But yeah, I agree with, Django and Roman, which is like, she's killing people and maybe she's killing people. And I felt like she already did that. Like in the Detective Comics run, like maybe she was hardcore brutal. Also, maybe not like, it's not a huge amount of character development going on with her. And the art is super awesome, but is, not also the most clear of what's going on, although it does remind me of Frank Miller, Ronin era Frank Miller, which is awesome. Yeah, I don't dislike it, but I don't love this issue. But I'm hearing a bit more negativity from the world around me, so I'm curious where you guys are.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad the sister's done, but this issue, I was like, is this just the Crime Bible, the Cult of Blood, whatever they were called from her first 2 series? I mean, I don't care about her fighting them. And the lack of character development. I thought her dad was more worried that she was going to get killed than he was that she was killing people, but I don't remember enough from the old series. And the art it's interesting, but it's not really grabbing me. And like now that I look at the cover, which I thought I loved this cover, but now I'm like focused on what's going on with her nose. Her nose is like off center from her face. Um, so I don't know. I'll probably read the third issue, I guess, maybe.
The first issue ended with like, oh, Darkseid was gonna use the sister, and now that we need to make the Darkseid stuff. And so I was like, okay, that's like Kirby New God.
Mhm.
I'm excited to see that. And
Yeah.
and the way that Darkseid was connected to the bad guys in this was like maybe not at all. So yeah, it didn't have the sort of meta New God crazy stuff that I was excited for.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't think it's poorly done, but I think I'm not enough of a hardcore Batwoman purist to be able to appreciate just jumping on board with this.
What do you give it?
7.5. The art's really good. Yeah, I'll say 7.5, but like it would maybe be lower if Danny weren't the artist.
I'm gonna give it a 7. Largely writing on the art
Mhm.
and docked because I'm the bad guy. Just to be clear, I'm the weak point in this score. Roman?
I have a question before I give my score. Did she always had worn a gun on her hip?
I don't
Or is
know.
that new?
Didn't we talk about how we don't really know
We don't remember
anything
Yeah, I
about
don't
this
remember.
character?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'll give it a 6.5.
Hey,
0.5.
anybody look through this Zatanna preview in the back of DC issues?
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
art
read
looks
it.
cool.
The art looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Jamal
Jamal Campbell.
I love, yeah, totally.
Mhm.
It seriously has a J.H. Williams III thing going for it, but I've loved that artist, since they were doing Naomi and stuff. So this is gorgeous. So that's exciting. Okay, well, the second one. So Django, you have not read Deathstroke and Lobo yet. Roman, did you read Deathstroke?
Boy,
I read them both.
Okay, how was Deathstroke? I haven't read it yet, but the art looks really nice in it.
Let me take a look here. I know I read it.
Carmine
Try to remember.
Di Giandomenico.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what all happened to this issue. I think this one for me was a little less interesting than the first issue. In fact, I'm struggling to say what happened in this issue. There was some
Looks
fighting,
like some shooting and some running.
Shooting, exploding, flashbacks to stuff with Wintergreen.
awesome coloring.
And then a really cool last page.
Yeah, that last page with his face reflected in the sword is really good.
Yeah, and some other Death characters, Death and Dead. Neat.
Okay, well, the listeners are loving your rundown.
Yay! Dead silence. No, I like what they're doing. They have given, at least as far as I can remember, some personality to Deathstroke, because it seems like he's just always a killing machine, like in the last 15, 20 years, with no character to him. So I like that this series is focusing on his relationships with Wintergreen, the late Wintergreen, and hopefully going to get into stuff with his daughter and his ex-wife and his dead son and maybe his living son, because I think Jericho's still around. And the daughter's still around because she was Ravager for a while.
Right.
With the Titans. And I always liked Jericho, so I hope they get into that.
Yeah, I mean, it's Tony Fleece. I like him. The art is gorgeous in this. I do intend to read this, although Deathstroke was my lowest of the three for the first issue. But there's a good chance it'll be above Batwoman this week when I read it.
Okay, but do you like orange? Because everything from the cover to the end of this is orange.
There's fire, Django. It's orange fire. Well, look at this. That's pretty gray.
Yeah,
I found like
three pages of hospital. And then everything else
like
is just orange.
Explosions.
Orange.
Red,
orange.
I really liked their art, though. Like the inking, the line work. I really liked them. All right, well, Roman, what was your Deathstroke before we get into Lobo?
I'll give this Deathstroke a 7.5.
Okay.
Nice.
Django, you haven't read Lobo yet?
Dude,
we're all reading Lobo because we want to make you proud.
You're our biggest Lobo fan.
I'm proud. I'm proud of you both.
Thanks, Django.
You read Lobo, right? I'm proud.
I did.
Yeah.
I am proud. No, I just ran out of time. I kept looking at it and thinking I should read this, and then thinking, no, I'm going to save it. I'm going to savor it. And then I ran out of time before the podcast. So
This is
yeah.
a fun kind of little standalone one-shot thing based on the end of the first issue. He's kind of like hired to do some reality TV stuff. And obviously throughout the issue, we realize that he's not hired to be he's not a great reality TV person, but he's like a Dog the Bounty Hunter. And they send him out to go kill Emperor Aquaman because he's got a bounty hunt on him. And, I'm not going to spoil too much, but by the end, it seems like he's probably not got his job anymore as Lobo, the bounty hunter. On television, I think it was self-contained in a nice way. I liked the first issue quite a bit more than this one. This one was fun, but it was a little bit more dialed into what it was doing, whereas the first issue was a little bit more like generically vague. Lobo was funny and this stuff, and this was more like him following through on this mission, which was kind of fun. It was fun, and the art is gorgeous. Like Jorge Corona's art on this is, I don't know if there's anybody that could be perfect enough for this outside of Keith Giffen himself.
Yeah, that first page where Lobo's got different haircuts
and his last page
so
is
good,
really good. Yeah, it's it reminded me a little bit of Peter Milligan's Ecstatics run. Like there's a lot of kind of meta commentary, and him being a reality TV star isn't terribly removed from him being the main character of a comic. So there's some sort of commentary on him as a comic character through him as a reality TV person. The art is gorgeous, but I'm quite excited to see what the kind of arc and direction of this story is. And we're getting there. We're getting there. We waited an issue to start the main thrust, though.
Can I show you guys something here?
Please do.
If you look on page 2, you'll see that there's a picture of Lobo in like special glasses.
They remind me of the lady, the mean lady.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Those glasses are really similar to his old teacher's glasses from the original. Nice.
I wouldn't have gotten that if I hadn't known Django and was reading these Lobo comics with great Giffen art.
Yeah. Good homages, and just like the first issue, like good homages throughout.
Yeah, it harkens back to that original stuff in a way that, like, I am not steeped in Lobo so much that I should easily get that, but it feels totally connected and visually right there. The cover is phenomenal.
I can't wait to read it.
The logo of Lobo is so perfectly exactly the same. Like it's exactly the same. It's great.
Yeah.
Roman, what did you think of this thing?
He's holding up 2 on the cover of number 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't believe I've never noticed this until this moment. That Lobo logo, it's kind of a motorcycle, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is a little motorcycle.
Wheels and the windshield skirt, whatever.
It's like a moped, really.
Yeah,
a loped.
A loped. One of the fun things in this is I don't think they even bother explaining why Emperor Aquaman and King Shark and Lori Lemaris are out in space. At first I wondered that, and then I was like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? They just have to fight Lobo somehow.
The ocean, space, it's like the same thing.
The Sea of Stars.
Can't breathe in either one.
I haven't read any of the Emperor Aquaman stuff, so I don't know what's going on with his new personality, because he's kind of a little more like the boisterous Aquaman from
the 70s,
Batman the Brave and the Bold cartoon, and some other cartoons. But that's fun. God. And I love that the artist King Shark, it makes no sense, but King Shark has a constant school of little fish floating around his head. Like how sharks do, because the little fish like pick at them and eat stuff off them.
That's true. I didn't notice that.
I love that. It's so great. It's such a fun issue.
Is pretty bonkers to me that this issue artistically is firing on all cylinders. And he also just wrapped up a long run on Transformers, firing on all cylinders. Like this art is, like really unique. It's got a little bit of Daniel Warren Johnson to it. It's got a little bit of like, actual Giffen to it. It's got a little Scotty Young to it, but it's such a strong, unique voice. And it's just knocking it out of the park artistically. So, he's the last Zarnian. I give it an 8.5.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.5. And Django, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
God, there's no page numbers in this book. Like 3 pages from the end of the Lobo story,
Uh-huh.
there's a Lobo's talking to like the network executive, whatever, whose head is covered in a whole apparatus of screens.
Television screens.
Right.
Yeah. The bottom left-hand corner of the one page, close up of that person, there's a guy with fangs and green hair on the screen. Is that somebody we should know who it is?
What about the Kirby New God person?
Calabac?
Is it Calabac?
It looks
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit like it could be Calabac. It could also be Blood Wolf, which was another Keith Giffen creation that was like a parody of Lobo in the Image universe. Like if Lobo met Rob Liefeld.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be
take.
awesome if it's Blood Wolf.
Yeah, I could see it being either of those.
Yeah. Huh, cool.
Yeah, I wonder. There's not really the creature to the right of it. I don't recognize at all.
Yeah.
Huh.
Cool. I can't wait to read this book.
Yeah, Roman or Django, you're gonna love it. Listen, before we get out of here, because we got to get out of here, all right? We got to get out of here. We're running late, but we got to talk about Absolute Batman number 19. This is really the ball of the bear of the ball. The harm, the bear of the ball.
Ball of the Bears.
This is Dragata back on the art for Absolute Batman after 2 issues where we had a fill-in artist doing the Poison Ivy runs. We got Snyder, Dragata, and Martin doing the introduction of the Scarecrow character. What do you guys got for? Oh man, the airplane driving through the birds. Wow.
The airplane driving through the birds, the slow murder of those guys, the Scarecrow walking away from the wreck. And then on the very next page, like the Batmobile breaking through a billboard and leaving a bat signal.
Yeah, the so dumb.
Oh my God.
That's the kind of thing that like I could see people being like, that's dumb because that's not the shape that it would make going through there. But you're like, yeah, but you're reading a comic book and that is it's all based on Acme Roadrunner shit.
Yeah. And then like the next page, somehow Dragata shows us how this crazy Batmobile that he's got can just be facing any direction and still upright and moving.
Thing was so good.
My God. Like the wheels slip upside down, but the cab stays up. Like, yeah, super, super good stuff.
Yeah, it's a gimbal.
It's a gimbal. It's a gimbal.
Which is what I learned from this comic.
I learned it from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens in here that is pretty intense and dramatic. Like
some
issue
spoilers,
number 19,
we get a large death in here.
Yeah. Like a super large death. And then meeting, is it Deathstroke, right? Meeting Deathstroke and seeing how he has to put his face on in the morning. Holy cow, that was gross.
Yeah.
And then having the Robins.
I didn't quite realize the face thing. Good call.
Yeah, we don't know what his face looks like because he has to assemble his ear and his nose and his eye.
Like a skull face. Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. And then just having the Robins, like, I don't know why we don't have a Carrie Kelly in there. I don't know who at DC thinks that the Absolute Universe doesn't need a Carrie Kelly, but I love the idea of a team of bad guy Robins.
I do always
go up
forget
against Bruce.
That Django's favorite Robin is Carrie Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So in the previous 2 to 4 issues, we've kind of realized that this Joker character is essentially Bruce Wayne in this world, right?
Right. He's Elon Musk Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. And then in this one, he has this team of Robins that he's created, and they're all adopted. Like he's the parent guardian of Tim Drake, Stephanie Brown, Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, and Duke Thomas.
Yeah.
Which is, again, crazy that they don't have Katie, whatever her name is.
Carrie Kelly.
Yeah, we're really leaning into the Joker is Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't have any problem with it. But like I was, I guess, and my idea of like how Ultimate Universe works, or all these alternate realities work, I was thinking that our Batman would find a way to have his students or whatever. But this is like they're subverting that expectation of Elseworlds by putting it this way. I'm sure it's going to work out, but it stresses me out a little bit, boys.
I wouldn't believe it if this Batman got a Robin who was useful at all by the time his storyline's over.
Just a dumbass kid himself.
Yeah.
You don't know if he's 28 or 14 at any given moment.
Yeah. I really like the idea of the Robins being a separate group. And when we first kind of got teased of the Robins, I was worried that it was going to be like that Lee Bermejo series, The Robins.
Yeah, we are
right, which wasn't bad, but it's not what I wanted for this.
Yeah,
and I like that. I like that Snyder is still just kind of subverting expectations over and over and over. I think that's great.
I'm giving it a 10. I think it's so fucking good. This book is 19 issues in. It's amazing. I love it. Like, it's exciting. It's beautiful. It's creative. Like, this is a fortunate time we're living in, gentlemen.
Oh, I can get behind that. I could gooey this thing's duck.
Duck, 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 gooey. Duck, duck, gooey. We've never done that before.
Duck, duck, gooey. Roman?
Like duck, duck,
goose. I'm going to give it a 9.5, but I have another question for you. Who do you think that dark, maybe vampiric Batman is that's behind
on
our
the cover?
Batman on the cover, yeah. What's that about? But he's a Batman.
Oh, it's behind him.
Yeah.
Right over his shoulders.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Huh.
Spooky. Maybe it's Thomas Wayne.
We don't know yet. I just have to shout out on behalf of my roommate, one of my best friends, and the manager of our store, the Comics Place, that this week or last week, we got a graphic novel, a small hardcover called Jake Spooky and the Wolves Within Him by Michael Grover. It is not that common in the Comics Place HQ group threads to have a visual message text sent from Sean to the entire staff of the Comics Place, where he is taking a photo of the indicia of a book. And his love for the indicia and the innards of this book caused him to photograph it and then send photos to the creator himself to let him know that he sent an entire comic shop staff the photos of the indicia, which is a clever meta look that is hilarious. But Sean, who is a lover of all ages fiction, but also adult fiction that parades as all ages fiction, this is his most excited book of the last couple of weeks, Jake Spooky and the Wolves Within. If you're listening to this and you want to know more, you need to come to the Comics Place HQ and you have to find Sean Marshall and tell him, what was it about this book that caused you to message the creator directly and message the entire staff of the shop? So we're running real late, but Sean, I love you, and we like Jake Spooky and the Wolves Within. He gives it 100 out of 10.
Transformative. Everybody,
yeah,
you should send us emails,
guys. We're streaming here live, asking you on our knees to send us a contribution. Phil, I'll read anything as Barry. Anybody at all listening. Again, I had that wonderful stranger who would come into the store. Was like, "Hey, great podcast." And I was like, "I don't know you. I love you. I need your email. I need that." Everybody, you need to send emails to jeff@thecomicsplace.com. Oop, a trade just went down in my fantasy league. I don't have to look at that right now. I'm going to make sure we don't have emails here. Also worth mentioning that I have gotten all my stuff clarified. I'm a TSA pre-check guy, Django.
Oh yeah, you got that was quick.
Went well.
That was quick. That's awesome. We're just gonna skate through that on our next trip. It's gonna be like butter.
Like
I like
butter.
to say that things are like butter.
It's like butter.
Butter.
And I got tickets to see Josh Johnson. That's exciting.
Josh Johnson, is that the banana pancakes guy?
That's Jack Johnson.
Huh, must be brothers.
Josh Johnson is a stand-up comedian on The Daily Show.
Nice.
Jack Johnson. I thought it was a boxer.
You would. Wow, look at those. Look at those flappy arms. Listen, everybody, we're glad you hung out with us for an hour and a half, and 4 seconds, an hour and a half
Wow.
and 6 seconds now. And I'm glad that we could end this by showing you Jeff's cellulite under his arms. If you're listening to this on audio, it is my sincere condolences that you don't get to see this.
I'm lanky except for my arms.
Yeah, look at those skin-filled satchels. Do the neck thing. Do the neck thing. Oh, look at him do the neck thing, you guys. Oh yeah, look. Oh, twang, twang, twang.
It's like a banjo.
It makes me so banjoing uncomfortable. Thanks for listening. Read more comics.
Read more comics.
Come back and hang out with us. We'll be at the Comics Place for Free Comic Book Day on Saturday the 1st or the 2nd, May 2nd. And
that's really soon, everybody. We can't wait to hang out with you. Hope all of our stuff shows up.
Well, we don't have it all yet.
I don't know. I don't work Tuesdays anymore.
It's probably fine, Jeff.
Liability.